The campus community will soon have a chance to make their voice heard as another round of Student Government Association elections take place this week. Coming up, we'll let you know how you can help choose a new set of leaders for the student body.
Being a new student at Texas Tech can be a difficult experience, especially if you are the first person in your family to attend college. Find out how one university group is helping first-generation Red Raiders make an easier transition to life here at Texas Tech.
And it was a busy but successful weekend for the Texas Tech Athletics. MCTV's Medhin Buriani has a look back at some of the biggest highlights, headlines, and scores from the weekend in sports.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Monday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Hayden Patterson.
And I'm Krystal Nelson. The 2026 midterm elections have been getting lots of publicity around the country this year, but students have also a chance to make their voices heard right here on campus.
The 2026 Student Government Association elections are happening this week, and unlike recent years, there are several options for almost all the leadership positions. The SGA elections are officially scheduled for tomorrow. Voting will open online from 9 a.m. to midnight. Each of this year's executive candidates will be on the ballot, along with senator candidates from each of the university's 10 colleges, the law school, and the graduate school. To cast your vote tomorrow, just head to ttu.edu/vote. In preparation for tomorrow's elections, the SGA also hosted an executive candidate forum last Friday in the Sub. Candidates for each of the positions addressed fellow memberships and the student body to help Red Raiders make their choice for president, internal and external vice president, and graduate vice president. If you didn't have a chance to watch the Executive Candidate Forum live, you can view the broadcast by visiting the SGA YouTube page by searching the handle TTUSGA.
In other news, Texas Tech students who have a dream of becoming their own boss had an opportunity to learn new skills and get their idea off the ground during an annual event. Over the weekend, the Texas Tech Innovation Hub hosted the Spring Red Raider Startup Competition. Dozens of aspiring entrepreneurs met up at the Innovation Hub on Friday to begin their journey creating their own business. Over the next 3 days, participants came up with an idea, divided up into teams, conducted research, and pitched their concept to a panel of experts for the chance to win $1,000. This weekend's competition was open to more than just Texas Tech students. Faculty, staff, and even members of the local community were invited to become a part of the 3-day program. The Red Raider Startup competition included 2 days of training and planning, and the program ended on Sunday, which the teams pitched their ideas to the investor panel. The Innovation Hub regularly offers opportunities for the Red Raider community to learn more about entrepreneurship and get new businesses off the ground. For more information and a listing of future events, visit innovationhub.ttu.edu.
Freedom of the press is a basic right here in the United States that can often be taken for granted, but every year, one student group here on campus takes time to remind the campus community of the importance of the First Amendment. Student Press Freedom Day was observed throughout the United States last Thursday. Here on campus, the Daily Torador brought attention to the topic of student press freedom by hosting 2 events on campus. The DT started the observance at 9 a.m. on Wednesday morning by handing out donuts in the north entry of the Media and Communication Building, right outside the newspaper's office. Students passing through the entry could grab a tasty treat and find out more about the Daily Torador and how they offer an outlet for students to have their voice heard. 1 hour later, the DT staff headed over to the free speech area outside the Sub to hand out newspapers and give away t-shirts, koozies, and other merchandise celebrating the group's centennial. The Daily Torador, one of the oldest student groups on campus, with the newspaper turning 100 last October, Student Press Freedom Day wrapped up last week, but any student has the opportunity to exercise their freedom through opportunities offered by the Daily Torador. To learn more about the student job opportunities available through the DT, visit dailytorador.com and click on Work for Us at the top of the page.
Texas Tech can be an intimidating place for many students, especially Red Raiders who are completely new to the college experience. But the university offers several options throughout the year to help everyone feel connected by Red Raider spirit. Last Wednesday, the Office of Outreach and Engagement hosted the annual First Gen Summit at the Sub. The event ran from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. and included several sessions designed to celebrate first generation and college students. The sessions gave the attendees the chance to create community, talk about their experience and learn new skills to help them in college. Christy Gonzalez with the Office of Outreach and Engagement says events like the summit are offered to help students fully understand and enjoy the college experience.
A lot of times our first-gen students come to college and they simply don't know what they don't know. And so they can leave their first semester or even their first year feeling a little bit lost, confused, or not knowing what next steps are, or not knowing something might be available to them. And so we want to open their eyes to the fact that they are breaking barriers by being here, but also that there's a community around them that are in the same shoes that they're in, and we're all here to support.
Among the various sessions, the summit included a luncheon with keynote speaker Jason Vincent, a business coach who gave tips on how to become a leader that can thrive in today's world. The 2026 First Gen Summit wrapped up with a closing panel discussion in the sub ballroom. If you would like to learn more about resources available to First Gen students here at Texas Tech, visit firstgen.ttu.edu.
The last week of February included a run of warm temperatures that made it feel a lot more like spring than winter here in West Texas.
This week continued that trend, with highs climbing well above normal, but that will continue to be the norm as we head into March. MCTV weather specialist Aiden Wasson has a look at what you can expect for the first week of the month in today's MCTV forecast. Aiden?
Thank you guys, and March has certainly been starting out with some warm temperatures. However, today is a little bit cooler than what we have been experiencing. Looking at the tower cam behind me, we have some pretty blue skies, a little slight breeze. However, it is a very nice day, but once again, a lot cooler than what we have been experiencing, especially considering yesterday we were almost hitting record high temperatures. Yesterday, we hit 87 degrees, and our record is 89 degrees. Guys, that is 2 degrees off from our record, and it's the same thing with our lows. They're extremely high for this time of year because yesterday we hit 42 degrees and typically we sit around the freezing range. So across the board, we are experiencing those unusually high temperatures for this time of year. However, today is a lot cooler than what we have been experiencing, like I said, because overall across the board, we're experiencing places like Friona at those mid 70s and then even hitting the lower 60s in places like Childress at 62 degrees. So we're a lot closer to those typical temperatures that we usually expect for this time of year. However, those high temperatures that we have been experiencing have been contributing to our severe drought in this area of the South Plains. Now, keep in mind, this was last updated at the end of February, so since we have been experiencing higher temperatures these past few weeks and we've been experiencing a lack of rain, we can expect this drought to get a little worse. And to keep in mind, with this drought, that means we have a continued risk for wildfire. So just make sure to keep that in mind. Going to our forecast lows across the South Plains tonight, we're still higher than what we usually expect, but overall across the board, we're sitting at around those high 40s to even the high 50s in places like Snyder, hitting 59 degrees. And then tomorrow across the South Plains, we are back in those high temperatures. Overall across the South Plains, we're sitting at around 80 degrees, mid 80s, but then places like Seminole and Aspermont are almost hitting 90 degrees, which once again is crazy for this time of year. Going back to Lubbock locally, we're hitting 54 degrees tonight, and then tomorrow in Lubbock is an amazing day. 86 degrees, partly cloudy, and a slight breeze. It's an amazing day to go play some pickleball with your friends, maybe have a picnic. But again, guys, spring is 3 weeks away, right? And we're experiencing spring-like temperatures already. So again, unusually high temperatures, but I won't be mad because it is a very nice day tomorrow in Lubbock. Three-day forecast, we are experiencing some pretty roller coaster temperatures going into the rest of this week because Wednesday we're dropping down to the 60s and then Thursday we're going back up to the 70s. And it's the same thing as we look at our 7-day forecast across the board because Friday we're jumping back up into the 80s, Saturday going back down to the 60s, and then Sunday and Monday we're hitting those low 70s ranges right there. But even though we have these roller coaster highs on top, our lows for the nights are pretty consistent despite that 57 degrees overnight on Thursday, but still they're around 10 to 15 degrees higher than what we usually expect for this time of year. But guys, take a look at this with me on Monday. This chance of rain could really help us. It is a little bit far out, so things can change, but let's keep our fingers crossed because with our drought that we are currently experiencing, these rains right here could really help us out. Thank you guys. I'm Aiden Wasson with weather. Back to you.
Thanks, Aiden. This weekend's unseasonably warm weather created the perfect conditions for a couple of Texas Tech athletics outdoor sports.
But there were also several other teams competing indoors who made big headlines on campus and across the country. MCTV's Medhin Buriani joins us now with a look back at all the top Red Raider stories in sports. Medhin?
Thank you, Hayden and Krystal. This is Medhin Buriani with a look at this weekend's sports news. Saturday night, number 16, Texas Tech traveled to Ames to face number 4, Iowa State men's basketball at Hilton Coliseum. The Red Raiders came away with a statement road win, 82-73. What a performance. Iowa State's offense was strong early, pushing the tempo and testing Tech's defense. The Cyclones made it physical, but Tech kept their cool. This team knows how to fight through tough environments. Donovan Atwell opened the scoring with the first three-pointer of the night right out of the gate. He finished with 18 points to lead the team. Texas Tech moved the ball well, attacking inside and finding open shooters. Smart basketball. Christian Anderson added 14 points and 7 assists, making his presence felt everywhere. This guy's a floor general. 6 players finished in double figures, including Luke Bangboye, Jalen Petty, Tyree Bryant, and Josiah Mosley. The depth is insane. Tech stayed focused down the stretch to secure the win and a big road victory. Next up, Texas Tech returns home to United Supermarkets Arena on Tuesday to face the TCU Horned Frogs. Get ready, fans, it's going to be exciting. Starting on Friday, Texas Tech baseball faced CSU Bakersfield Roadrunners in a non-conference matchup. The Red Raiders started strong, stringing together timely hits and showing patience at the plate. This team knows how to work the count. Tracer Lopez delivered a key double, nice swing, runs starting to come in. Later, a run-scoring single brought Lincoln Garcia home. Love to see the offense clicking. The Red Raiders added another double with Caden Ferrero keeping pressure on the Roadrunners. This team does not let up. The pitching staff mixed speeds, delivered strikeouts, and kept the opponents guessing. Texas Tech controlled the game both offensively and on the mound. This is how you play complete baseball. The Red Raiders would go on to win the series against the Roadrunners 2-1. Next up, Texas Tech baseball takes on Penn State starting this Friday. Can't wait to see them bring the energy again. On Sunday, Texas Tech women's softball faced Texas A&M Corpus Christi in a non-conference matchup. What a start. The Red Raiders went off early with the first 6 batters following a pattern of single, double, over. Runners on base and momentum built right away. Logie Quiroga sent the ball deep to center left field. Beautiful hit. Runners advancing and the crowd's feeling it. Caitlin Terry smashed a 2-run double, sending Davis home to score. What a crucial play. Mia Williams then followed with an RBI single, bringing another run home. Love the timing of this offense, and then Mia Davis blasts a solo home run to left field, setting a new program record. Wow, talk about making history. Defense held strong after that, helping Texas Tech control the game and secure the win. Solid performance all around. The Red Raiders carried that energy on through the whole weekend, going undefeated in the Janine McCaney Memorial Classic. The Lady Raiders play next on Friday in Houston against the Cougars to start the conference schedule. Looking forward to more big hits and strong pitching. And to wrap up the weekend, both the Texas Tech men's and women's track and field teams won the Big 12 Indoor Championships at the Sports Performance Center. Congratulations to both teams. What a statement weekend for Texas Tech athletics. This is Medhin Buriani. Thanks for tuning in on this weekday broadcast, Wreck-'em Tech. Now back to Krystal and Hayden.
Thanks, Medhin. In just under 2 weeks, Texas Tech students will be packing their bags and leaving campus for spring break. The annual week-long stop on the campus calendar is the typically much-needed escape from the stress of the spring semester.
But in the fall, Red Raiders often go straight through from Labor Day to Thanksgiving without a break, creating concerns about student physical and mental health. But soon, all long-requested change will appear on the academic calendar. Last week, President Lawrence Skuvanek sent out a memo to the entire campus community to announce the addition of a 2-day break in the fall semester. The additional campus holiday will be instituted in the 2027-2028 school year. The chance will give students an extended break from schoolwork in October 2027, right around the midterms. The fall break is a concept that has been pushed by the Student Government Association for years, but the logistics of the break caused the proposal to be rejected by campus administrators. But according to Skuvanek's memo, an agreement was finally made between the Faculty Senate, the Academic Council, and the university's academic leadership. The actual date of the 2027 break has not been announced, but the official 2027-2028 academic calendar should be released a year ahead of the time at the beginning of the next school year.
So Hayden, are you looking forward to the future fall break?
Well, unfortunately, I won't be able to experience it as I'll be graduated by then. But how about you?
I'm kind of excited because if we have a spring break, why not have a fall break? Well, that's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thank you so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you on Thursday.